In this video, you will discover why most people stay broke, even if they're smart, highly educated, and have high paying jobs. And these are the things that you've never heard of. A lot of people say it's because of not living within their means and all that stuff, but we already know that. So today, what you will find out is something totally different. I've worked in the financial company in the past dealing with consumer proposals. If you don't know consumer proposal, it is a debt forgiveness where you will only have to repay a portion of your debt that you owe. And in order to file this, the client has to do their budget, meaning their income and expenses in a month. So we have to see their income, whatever kind of income they have. It can be from their paycheck, from pension, or business. And based on what I've seen, from people making minimum wage to people making $10,000 a month, the common denominator is debt. They live paycheck to paycheck and they are in debt. And I wonder, what do these people do with their money and how come they end up in this situation even if they make a lot of money? Well, sometimes there are reasons like death in the family, divorce, or sickness, job loss, those kinds of things. But most of the time, it's just no reason at all. And it's like they're starting their life in debt and living like that to the point that they were able to carry it through retirement. And that's the worst part. People retiring and still carrying debt. And I hope you're not in that situation right now. And I hope you won't be in that situation. But think about this. If you're struggling right now while you're working, then what's going to happen if you don't have a paycheck coming in anymore? All these financial struggles happen because number one, they don't have financial goals. Under this concern comes not having a budget, not having a financial plan, and overspending. The thing is, people have dreams and wishes, but they don't have goals. And when people started working and received their first paycheck, what do? Most of the time, they spend it on the things that they want and they justify it because they deserve it. They go on with life without knowing where they are going because they don't have financial goals. And it becomes a bad cycle of working, getting paid, paying the bills, and so on and so forth. And the years go by and they have the same habits and the same deserve mentality that they need to buy themselves something, even if it's not necessary because they work so hard and they deserve it. So when they get married and start a family and have more responsibilities, the same thing happens. And this is when reality hits. So, since they're not used to setting goals financially, then they just keep doing what they are doing: work, get paid, spend. And think about it this way: if you're going to a place that is unfamiliar to you, what do? Of course, you need to set your GPS, maybe study the roads, and calculate how much gas you would need to get there. And if you don't have a GPS or a map, you might not be able to get to where you're going. And if you did ever get there, it would cost you so much more time, effort, and money, not to mention the stress. And this is what happens most of the time. When we become adults, we don't really know what's ahead of us in life. So we need to sit down, set our financial goals, and create a plan to get there. Number two is they lack financial education, and this is where the school system fails. I believe that personal finance is something that we should teach not only to college students, but also to young kids. They have to learn how to apply these concepts in real life. Lack of financial education is the root cause why people are in debt, why they are broke, and why they struggle financially. And this is another bad cycle that I see, and it needs to stop. So, students will get a loan to be able to go to college or university. All they focus on is to study hard, get a degree or a diploma, and look for a good job. They were not taught how to handle money, how to calculate the interest that they will be paying on their student loan, how to budget, and all these basic lessons on personal finance. And then they start their adult life in debt. I was shocked that some people actually owe more than $100,000 in student loans. Imagine you're going to spend so many years and so much money finishing a degree to get a job that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. And some people hate their job. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that's bad. Education is good, but my point is we also need to educate ourselves and the young generation about finances so they can make better decisions. Going to college is not just going to school. Choosing the path that you need to take is a major decision and it will affect the next stage of your life. And whatever decision you make, whatever choice you take, it always involves finances. So, number three is they do not protect their downside. We all know that there are no guarantees in life. Anything can happen. Whatever area in your life, whether it is family, marriage, health, investments, or even your job or career, there will always be risks involved. You might be the top employee in your company right now, but the next month you could lose your job. And you'd probably agree with me that we were all caught off guard by this pandemic. A lot of people lost their jobs, businesses shut down, and our health, our life is not guaranteed. So, these are the things that I'm talking about. When something goes wrong, how can you bounce back? I'm not saying you have to be negative and always think about what could go wrong, but what I'm saying is that you have to look at the bigger picture because this is the reality. A lot of people don't even think about it. So when tragedy happens, they get totally destroyed. Why do you have extra tire in your car? Or why do boats have life jackets? Why do planes have oxygen and life vests? Because if something goes wrong, they are prepared and they can take the necessary actions right away. Your personal life is the same. You have to think of the things that might go wrong, prepare for it, so when it happens, you know what to do. Unless, of course, if you are 100% sure that nothing could go wrong in your whole life. So, what are some of these risks that I am talking about? Death in the family, job loss, health issues, emergency, and retirement. These are the major events that happen to people which affect their finances. Most people don't even have emergency funds. There are things that you can do so that you can minimize the risks, and I will make a separate video on that because I believe that it is a very important topic that people should be aware about. And now, what is your penny factor for today? What is that small change that you can do and will make a big difference in your life? Comment below and let me know what you think. I hope you guys learned something today. Until next time, stay safe.